going on, Sliders? Today is a very exciting day. Yeah, that's it. That's right. If you know, you know. The Eventuri carbon fiber cold air intake. Looking better than ever. I am so hyped. I got myself a killer deal today. And so pretty much the backstory of this is someone ordered this intake for their car, but they had an M55 and not a B58. So you already know, guys, I had to jump on this deal. Everything is still wrapped and unopened. It's like a dream come true. A real big blessing. And that's not all. Look what else I got. Pow! Eventuri carbon fiber engine cover. They just threw it in just because they're amazing people. Let's get started. Considering that it's so easy to remove this box, I am going to assume that it will be very easy to install this new one. So let me get my gloves on because I got a little injury at work today. It's not gonna stop me from putting on this intake. All right, people, so let's see what we got in here. So we've got the MVP. Here we have a heat shield. So that is the heat shield that goes between the intake and the engine. We've got that. We've got the coupler. Little bracket. We'll see where that goes once we open up the instructions, as everyone should, to avoid doing things twice. This is so exciting, especially when you're like so excited that you can't go full speed because you're recording and you still want to share these exciting moments with your subscribers. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. Learning a lot of patience these days. All right, so what's next here? Ooh, this looks like some more carbon fiber. Let's see what this is here. I believe this is the scoop, like the air scoop that goes behind the grill. And that looks funky because that's not the side that's being shown. This is. So this is mounted. This is like an air scoop. Not sure how it is. I'm pretty sure it goes like that. And it will sit behind your grill, and this is, it's pretty much like a ram to ram up the air up into the intake. And I would need 2 hands. Check it out. A spare filter. Nice. I did not even know that it came with the spare filter. That's amazing. Nice. Man, shout out to the guy who hooked me up with this awesome deal. If I told you the price, you guys would be jealous, so I'm gonna keep it to myself. Just know it was like way less than 1,000. So yeah, guys, I am very excited. We got the coupler, we have a spare filter, which is awesome because I did not think it came with one. This looks like a little gasket that goes around something. We'll see in a second. Oh, and probably a gasket for this. We have the RAM, a beautiful Eventuri intake itself with already a filter installed, which is awesome. So we have this, a second one in case this one ever gets dirty, and the heat shield. So without further ado, let's start taking this car apart, see what we could do. Oh yeah, don't forget to look at the instructions. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, people. Of course, you have to download them online. Alrighty. Alright guys, so after you have the intake box off, you are going to remove these two bolts there, 1 and 2. To put this bracket on, which is guys, so once you have that on, we're going to move on to the coupler. Make sure you position it so that way you can get to them rather easily, because you don't want to face it towards the engine because you're never going to be able to tighten those. So let's see which way works best for us. All right, so after you have installed the coupler here on the inlet, next you are going to proceed to put on the heat shield, which at first looks a little funky, but this is the way it's gonna go. And if you guys remember, well, you will, because you have it in front of you, but this is one of the balls that the your stock intake clips into, so that I used a 17 to remove this. Put that off to the side, and then when you are sliding in the heat shield, you want to just get it in right here under the under your little ram intake there. So you want to just slide it in there. So once it's slid in there, it should perfectly fit right there where you remove that clip. And then this tab here fits perfectly to whatever it is that goes here. And you just make, then it should have provided, let's see, you should have 2 little nuts. Let's go back over here. Put that one there. And if it fits, it's the one. And it does. And then this one, maybe it's this one. So let's see. Let's see here. And yes, indeed it is. Fits perfectly. Spinning on there nicely. It looks like they are 10s. We're getting real close. So once you've secured the heat shield with the nut supplied, the black one for this one up here up top, and the silver M8 one down there. Once you have that, we are going to transfer over the sensor from the existing airbox, and we're going to transfer that onto the new one. That is pretty straightforward, guys. I'm not sure what size torque bit that is. You're going to transfer that over to the other one. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so get your T20. These should not be tight at all. They should be finger tight. With the T20, you'll be able to remove the sensor. Little finger strength. Get that off and transfer it onto the other one. All right, guys, so please be very careful when handling. You don't want to touch anything other than the connector. Don't ever touch that in there. All this stuff is very sensitive, calibrated, so don't touch anything. This should only fit one way, so there's no way that you can put it on wrong. Once the holes line up, you got it. All right, guys. Also, guys, keep in mind that the screws that you use that were on the stock intake are different from the screws provided. So just keep that in mind, that you do not need to reuse the screws. It provides you fine threaded screws here for the beautiful Eventuri carbon fiber cold air intake. So just be very careful not to strip or anything. All right, guys. Before we put the intake on, we want to put this little rubber protector thing that they gave us here to keep your beautiful shiny carbon fiber looking good. So you want to put that right here. That's right next to where the hood lock is. So it fits perfectly. Just want to put that right there, and then we can move on to putting on the intake. So, and just like that, guys, we're in business. So what I suggest doing is just getting the intake pushed into the coupler before trying to line this up, because you're going to be fighting it if you put it into the mount before you slide it onto the coupler. Also, before you tighten anything down, just make sure that it's nice and fitted. You're not hitting anything that will cause any vibrations while you're driving. So that's it, guys. We're almost there. Look at that beauty. Changed up the whole engine bay. All right, let's not get too distracted by the carbon fiber. Let's move on to the next step. First thing you want to do is pull this out the way. All right, so I have a T27 here. You're gonna use that to remove these front screws here, so that way you can get your hand behind the bumper and pull up on those tabs. All right, so these end ones are T20s. And now it should be a lot looser. So as you can see, now we're able to get our hands behind here. All right, so now that I have the grill off, I can better explain how it is that this comes off. So these, as you can see here, these tabs slide into those slots, and the only thing that's keeping them in is, you see that little clip that's elevated? You are going to want to put your hand in there and push this down. So once you push that down with one hand, you have to pull with the other hand. All right, guys, so once you have that grill off, we're gonna get in here. You're gonna pull on this little rubber tab. If you have a 4 series, if you have a 3 series, it might be different. And when you pull on this rubber, these clips will come out and you'll be able to pull this out. Now we're gonna grab this. This is where it's going to clip onto that little support. And we're gonna shove that in there. and then you are going to just give it a nice little push until you hear a click, and slide it down, and just like that you have your air ram. Looks a little funky with the missing grill, almost like you have a missing tooth, but once we get that grill on, I'm sure it'll look a lot better. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just make sure you guys slide it in all the way, get as much air in there as possible. Looking good. Pow. It's not very noticeable, but if you know, you know. Looking good. So that will help the air rush into this compartment here and make you faster, essentially. Also, guys, I forgot to mention earlier, when you're putting in the intake itself, if the carbon fiber is above the shield, it means that you did not push it in enough. So push it in as far as possible so that this little shroud is at least, you know, flush or below the heat shield, or else it defeats the purpose of the heat shield. It'd be sucking air from the hot side. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, so we've officially completed the Eventuri carbon fiber intake install. I'm pretty happy with how everything fit. Everything fit like if it was supposed to be there from factory, which is really good. I didn't have to fight anything at all. Everything fit lovely. So now it's time for some sound clips. Hope I can capture these. I'm gonna just leave a little microphone in the engine bay and go ham. Let's see what kind of noises we can get out of this. Let's do it.